charts and things on some occasions. And through that friendship, we sort of had a good friendship for a couple of years while I was still in the Idleways. And then he said, "Why don't you join our group and we can do it together, you know, do something together, get some strings." And we were always talking about strings. What would we like to have strings in your group? And that's what we did. I finally left the Idleways and joined the Move. And the Move was actually a platform to make ELO.
That's correct.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so ELO basically was yourself and Roy Wood,
Yep.
Bev. Cole Wayne had left by that stage.
Yes.
From.
It was just the three of us, basically.
Yeah. And then that became ELO. And who put the strings together? Who got all the musicians to play the strings?
Well, there weren't any stuff. It was just me and Roy. I mean, not that we weren't musicians. Sorry, Roy was brilliant. He's a brilliant multi-instrumentalist, and he can pick up an instrument and just play it for some unknown reason. Like he can play the cello. So we made this song called 10538 Overture that I wrote, and he put this cello part to it. I did the big guitar riff, and then he put this cello on. And it was totally amazing. We were going, God, it's amazing. And we played it probably 8,000 times in the van, in the car on the way. We were going to Cornwall to play at Bude. And it drove everybody else bonkers. Turn that bleeding thing off, will you? Because we played it non-stop, one after another, one after another, one after another. And we were still going, yeah, it's great. Anyway, we got a bit carried away. It wasn't that great, but it was pretty good. Anyway, so that, and we just carried on. You know, but anyway, so that's what happened really. And we gradually made an album. Usually just me and Roy would make the record, and then Bev would put the drums on afterwards.
Yeah.
So that's on the first album, that's what happened. And then Roy, who we'd been great pals, me and him together, decided to leave about 2 months after that. So he left, so he's been left 42 years.
Good move, good move.
So that was that.
Yeah. And so obviously ELO then went on to international success. I remember you filling a massive stadium in Australia at one place.
Yeah, Randwick Racecourse.
26,000 people, yeah.
Very big, wasn't it? Yeah.
Moving on, because we haven't got masses of time. I'm fascinated with the way that you formed the Wilburys. Because I just think that was a terrific group. With how you masterminded that is beyond me, because you did.
Because that's what I love about music is the actual nuts and bolts of it. You know, actually, I don't read music. Not many of us do in the pop group business, and it's true. No, not many. I don't know anybody who does, in fact. So you have to make it up by ear. You know, everything. And so when we sat around, we'd sit around a table, those five. And what a bunch to play with, you know what I mean? It's like unbelievable. And still unbelievable now when I think about it.
But what you were saying is that you and George got together.
Well, me and George, I was making George's album Cloud 9, I was producing it and co-writing some of the songs. And after about, I think he said it on there, so I won't bore you with it. But anyway, it ended up that he said we should have a group.
Yeah.
And so I said, who should we have in it? And he says...
and you said to him, who do you want?
No, he said, I said, who should we have in it? And he said, well, Bob Dylan. And I thought he was going to say Trevor Wilkins or something. Up the street, you know, some guy up the street. And, no, Bob Dylan. Oh, okay. Can we have Roy Orbison? I said. He said, yeah, great, I love Roy. And it's like a joke. It's like, oh, okay then. And I said, what about Tom Petty? He's great. And that's how it went. It was just like pick your favourite thing ever and make it. That's because George had that much pull, you know, you could just do it so well.
And Roy Orbison at that stage, I think, was probably your favourite artist, along with Del Shannon. And
but Roy had the voice of an angel, I suppose you'd call it.
How did you approach him to join the group?
It's a great story. Me, George and Tom went down to this theatre in Anaheim, which is down south of LA, probably 80 miles away. And we went to the theatre, watched this whole show, and all these women are screaming and throwing all the knickers up in the air and all that. And it's going down a storm, you know, unbelievable. Like, everybody loves everything. And this is what used to drive the Beatles nuts. When he supported them, on their tour, in, you know, his 63 or whatever it was, he would go down so well that John Lennon would go behind the curtain and say, "Get off, Yank." He wouldn't even do that. And anyway, they were friends really, but they were driving him the Beatles nuts because they wouldn't let him off the stage, Roy. So it was holding them back and back and back. And so when we went in his dressing room, we went in and said, and George said to him, "Hey, do you want to be in our group?" And he said, "Let me think about that." "Yes." And it was as simple as that. It was just beautiful. Everything just dropped in place, you know.
It's almost like a destiny thing, isn't it?
I think so.
Meant to be.
Yeah, it was almost like that because when we wrote the songs, it was real easy. You know, I mean, I produced them, but it was. We had to finish them up at George's house in England, but we wrote them all in that venue where you see there, somebody's house in the studio.
Right.
Dave Stewart's house, in fact.
Okay. So Wilburys ended, and then
It didn't actually end.
Did it not? What
We
happened?
made another album without Roy after he died.
Right.
But the thing is, Roy died at number 5 in the singles chart, and probably, with the Wilburys, probably number 5 in the albums chart, and they were the first hits he'd had for 25 years, and he was thrilled to bits, and then the next day, he's dead. It was a sad thing.